Hi out there, my name is Zuri, and this is Talk Yarny to me because I love yarn, I love yarn crafts, and I want to talk about it. And there's nobody here to talk to me about yarn, so it's up to you guys. I am a knitter for about 3 or 4 years in earnest. I think I started teaching myself much longer, probably more like 7 or 8 years ago, but actually being able to make something probably about 4 years. And then I am a crocheter of about 1 week, probably less than a week. I just finished my first real project that wasn't kind of just practicing and playing. I'll show you guys in a few minutes. And I'm a collector of yarn. My husband would use other words, but I say I'm a collector. But I'm going to try to curtail that for a while because it's getting overwhelming. It's all over my garage. It's in the trunk of my car. It's behind. I don't think you can see. Actually, you can see it a little bit behind me on the top of my couch there. There's some more over there. It's in my family room. So we're going to try to have a bit of a moratorium on buying yarn, and I'm just going to try to work down what I've got and find projects and things to do and have fun with what I've got and not succumb to the FOMO of a great clearance sale and yarns that I know are going to be discontinued and I'll never get them again, and they're $5 or for a $12 cake or $2 for a hank. That's what gets me. I shop clearance almost exclusively. It's been a while since I bought anything at full price, a long while. And so I'll go straight to the clearance section of all the big box stores and I will grab it up sometimes. So I'm going to try not to do that. I'm going to try not to even go in unless I really need something specific, for a project. But we're gonna shop our stash this year, which I hear, like, I've been watching like the YouTube channels. I watch a lot of the different bloggers, and it seems like everyone's doing that this year. So I think with the prices getting so high lately, everyone's like, we're not doing this. I don't blame them. Yeah, knitting, crocheting, and collecting yarn. So that's what I'm going to talk about. And I decided to do this now. I actually tried to do this back in the summer, and I made a few long rambling videos, which is probably what this is going to be. Sorry. But I never got around to uploading them. I'm doing this on my iPhone. I don't actually have any editing software. As of now, I don't have a great computer. I'm probably going to buy myself a new laptop and maybe put some good software and stuff on there. And, oh, this is a good angle. The light's not in my glasses. And, try to really do this in earnest. But I have a full-time job and a family. So this is never going to be something that is going to replace my income and be my job. And I can do this all the time, every day, upload every day. So it's never going to be that. But we'll see what my consistency is. Hopefully I'll make some friends. Hopefully, I enjoy being in the Yarny community or just have people to talk to. Like I said, my husband's completely uninterested in my knitting. My kids, they are largely, it's just something I do. And so they enjoy the spoils, but I don't think they want to hear me talk about it. And none of my friends in real life really knit. And so all of my knitting friends, which is who I watch on YouTube, so maybe now is a great time. It's 2023, it's a new year. Let's see if we can jump in and join the party. So I guess I'll just talk about what I've been working on. I have generally, for most of my time knitting, I've been one project at a time, maybe two, but there's always going to be one. I'm going to take my glasses off because it's getting on my nerves just seeing the reflection of my lights. This is my work desk. I got a lamp right behind my computer there. And but it's getting on my nerves seeing the reflection, the glare in my glasses. So yeah, I've always tended to be a 1 or 2 project at a time person, but there's always like a primary thing that I'm working on. And now I've got more for the I've got several projects going. It's the most I've had probably ever. And I just finished 2, so that's good. That knocked it down a little bit. But I try anytime I have someone, like a friend of mine, having a baby or getting married, I try to make a blanket for them, especially if having a baby. I try not to miss that. make a little blanket for him. So I've got a lot of fertile friends. I've had 2 of my friends had babies in the last week, and I try to get the blanket before the baby's born, but both of them came a bit early. So one of them, I finished the blanket like a week after the shower, and the morning I was gonna pack it up. Both these friends go to church with me. In the morning that I was gonna pack it up and take it to church, I looked on my social media and seen she's had the baby. So I was like, that was last week. So I was like, okay, well, I'll either mail it, or it's like, I bet, I don't know when she's gonna be there, but I bet her husband or her mother-in-law will be there sometime, within the next, I'll see them within a week or two. So there's no point in mailing it across town. But then I have another friend, she's due in March, but I believe she was going to get induced. She was supposed to be induced like in sometime in February, and they had for some reason, I think her water broke early or something, and she ended up having the baby today. Yeah, so I finished her blanket on Saturday and washed it, and I was going to take it to church because I figured she'd be there and get to church. And they say her water broke, she's in the hospital, they're trying to keep the baby in a bit longer, but so I was like, well, there goes that. So I got both of those. I don't know why I keep covering my eyes. I'm nervous. So I've got both of those. I'm going to pack them up nicely, and hopefully I'll have someone to give them to, and I'll just keep them in my car until I see them. But I've got another friend that's also due this spring, so I'm working on hers. Hopefully, I'll have it done. I haven't heard anything about a shower yet. She's due a little later, so I think I got time. But I'll show you that. That one's in the early stages, but I'm excited about it. And then so that's three baby blankets, and then I got a friend of mine asked me to make her kids hat and scarf sets. And actually, so I live in the South. She asked me like back in December maybe, and I worked on it. I got a couple of them done really quick, and then the stuff that I've been doing, like the ones I did a couple for her daughter. She's got a baby daughter that's right at a year old, and she's got a son that's about 3. And now I was gonna make her one to match her daughter's out, and so that's what's taking me forever. It's going forever, but I'll show you those. That's something I kind of came up with it on my own, which I'm really proud of. So I'll show you guys that. So actually, I guess I might as well get started. So, okay, so this is the hat and scarf set, so we live in the South. The reason I mention that is because it's not even gonna be cold that much longer. So I'm really nervous that they're not even gonna really be able to wear these, and then they'll outgrow them by next year, and I'll feel terrible. But hopefully it's January, it's mid-January. Maybe we got one more cold snap in us. So I'm gonna try to get it done, maybe even this week, I don't know. The kid stuff is fast, I can do it. If nothing else, I'll do the kid stuff. And then that's what she really asked for. I was just going to be nice and make her and her husband some matching ones. She said her husband won't wear any hat but his favorite hat. So she said, don't worry about him, but she'd like one. So it is what it is. So what I did was I came up with a design. It's a stitch. It's an existing stitch, but I didn't follow a pattern for this. I just did the, if you know knitting, this is the broken rib stitch. So you do knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, and then the next, and then you do all knits the next row. Does that make sense? So it's like a half of a purl. So you do knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, and then you do a knit row, and then you do purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit. So it's like you break up the purl pattern with a knit row in between. And so I did it, if you do it with 2 colors, and it has this like cool background effect, where like one color is kind of in the background and the one color is in the foreground. You see how the pink is kind of in the foreground. So I remember doing this with a cowl. I found the pattern for it years and years ago. Not years and years, a couple years ago, and I made that for my college roommates. I made them each one. And so I was like, that would be cute. She told me what color she wanted. She said maybe a pink and an oatmeal for her daughter. And so I found this. It's really cute. But then when I went and did the scarf, like I wasn't loving it as much. So this is the full scarf. Let me take this out. All right. And like the color break is so abrupt, and like it just doesn't look like this is, maybe it's because that really cute pink is like featured, but it's definitely, I wasn't feeling it as much. I did like a tubular scarf. I just did it in the round for maybe 50 stitches. And I bought one of those. I bought like one of those little snap-on applicators. That's not the right word, but the thing that puts snaps on your fabrics, right? With a whole bunch of snaps. I bought like 100 or something snaps just to do this little thing. But it's good because it took me a few tries to get it right. Just because it's a toddler, so that way it can just like snap on and she doesn't have to worry about them losing it. So I bought that, but I was like, oh, I'm not feeling it. I was like, maybe it'd be better with the pink in the background and the oatmeal color in the foreground. So I did another one, and I do like that better, though I wish that this hot pink, it's a variegated, I'll show you the yarn. It's like a self-striping kind of ombre-ish yarn. It's Craft Smart from Michaels. It's like the Craft Smart, the value yarn. It's the ombre, which is really cute, but obviously, especially for a child's hat, it didn't change color in time. So it's still cute, and I definitely like it better. What is that? I definitely like it better with the this part right here. You see that part right there? I think that's my seam. I also realized that I need to cast on. You would think generally for a moss stitch, I'm not moss, a seed stitch, you want like an even number. But I realized doing it in a round, you want to do an odd number because it's offset just a little bit on the rows. So here you can really see it in the hat. You can't see as much in the scarf because it's in the side. It's on the side, but you can kind of see it there too, where the rows, at one point it's like the two knits right next to each other, or the two purls right next to each other, whereas they should be like a knit purl. Yeah, unfortunately I figured it out too late. So, but I do like it better with the pink in the background. Let me turn it this side. I like better this side. It's like glaring at me, the spot where, maybe if I put it the seam on the edge, it won't. It's just like glaring at me, like the spot where it's off. Just so bad. I hate it. But it's definitely better. So then I was like, okay, I know I like this better, so let me try another scarf. But I didn't really feel like doing a whole scarf, so I just did her a little cowl. I think this is the cutest one. This is really cute. But you see the pink in the background. I just like it. It looks so much better to me. And I think this is the one where I figured out, I think, that I definitely prefer, that I definitely have to do like the extra stitch. Yeah. So here's the seam. You see how much, even still, I see a couple spots. No, this one I didn't figure out. I see it's doubled up here too. So this is not even the one where I figured it out. I think it's on Mom's. So I did one for Mom. Where is it? Oh, it's this one. So then I did one for Mom. This came out really cute too. I didn't sew in the ends yet on hers, but you see here. Yeah, here I definitely figured out. I was like, okay, let me try doing an extra. Where is it here? I think it's not till this. Maybe it's not till the. Yeah, I didn't figure it out here either. It's not till I started. So it's her hat, right? And I like it because it's got a little color change to it. It's got the bright pink, which I really like, you know. It's good. And then I'm doing her a scarf to match her daughter's, which is taking forever. This is the part that's taking me forever. Everything else I did in one day. This is just going as slow as could be. And it's just like the most boring part of the color palette too. So it's not even that much fun to knit, and it just takes forever to change color. But I did finally figure out that I need to do an extra stitch. And here, there does not double up on the seam. You can still see the seam. It's a little too tight in some places, but because it's a scarf, it's okay. Because it's just going to be laying flat on the seam anyway. But anyway, yeah, so that's that. What I'm working on. And then for her son, I don't have them in here, but I got, I think they're upstairs. She wanted like a dark blue with a gray. So I got like the same kind of yarn. This is all Craft Smart. I got two different kinds. I got a variegated, not variegated, a ombre one, like the pink. But then I also went back and I got a just a dark navy. So I'll decide which one I want to use. I kind of like we'll see. But with like a dark gray. I actually got a couple different kinds of gray. I got a dark gray and a lighter gray, so I'll play around with it. Probably the kids will get 2 each just because I'm like experimenting a bit. But I'm gonna try to get those to her this week. I don't know about this scarf. I might have to give up on it maybe, and just finish the kid's hat and scarf, because that's what she originally asked for, and that way they will not outgrow them before they can use them. And then onto the first baby, right? I told you I made some blankets. This is the first one. Let me stand up. All right, so this one's knit, and actually I have the yarn here. Hold on, let me show you. I used the Karen baby cakes. I got these at Ollie's for $5. Like I said, everything's on clearance, so I think they still have baby cakes, but I'm pretty sure this color is definitely discontinued because it's at Ollie's. Once it's at Ollie's, I'm pretty sure that's it for it. So I got these a few months ago, and I saw them, and I was like, I knew that, you know, there was 2 baby boys coming. The third baby, we don't know what it is yet. But I knew there's 2 baby boys coming. I have a lot of like good not baby yarn, but yarn that would be good for baby girl blankets. I don't have as many for boy colors, like traditional boy colors. Knowing these families are gonna want traditional boy colors. So I got those. I made this one. So this is actually a Yarn Inspirations pattern called the Sugar Rush blanket. So usually it actually uses Mandala Baby, and it's actually designed for like a wrong side, for a 3-weight yarn, and this is a 4 or 5, whatever Mandala is, right? This is a 4. Yeah, this is a 4-weight yarn. So I didn't follow the stitch count exactly. I just went until it's going to be about 30 inches. So first you do this part first, and you grow it. So big. It's not that big, but you grow it. You start here. I started here, and you grow it like in this triangle up these rows, right? So it grows out this way and then like out, right? So once it got to where this edge here was 30 inches, I started decreasing to make the other side of the right triangle. And once you finish that, is then you pick up stitches along the hypotenuse. Sorry, that's nerdy. The long edge. And then you decrease both sides evenly until you get to the point. So that's what I did, and I like it. And then this edging is an I-cord edging, because I was like, because what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to slip on the edge, on each end, slip stitch at the beginning of each row, but sometimes I'd forget, and so you'd get, let me see if you can see it. There's a few spots like on the edges where you'd get like these ugly bumps here. Like you see here, you know, just like nice edge, and then this like random bump. So there's a few spots, like I don't care about it here because obviously this is the back of the blanket and it's hidden. But there's a few spots on the outside edges where it's like that. And at first I was like, whatever. But the other blanket I made, I put an edging on. This yellow is actually, so it's this one. I was like, let me put an edging on it. And so I went to see what I had in my stash, and I found this. This is Red Heart Soft Essentials Baby in the color Lemonade. And so I put it on the other blanket that I'm about to show you, and I was like, let me see if I can put a edging on this blanket too. So I've never done it, and I know a lot of people put I-cord edges on their works to kind of finish them off. So that's what I did, and you can see, I don't know if it's just tight or what, like you can kind of see. Let me see if I hold it up. You can see where it's curling, right there. Hopefully once they wash it, I have already washed this. Maybe I'll wash it again since I got a week at least. Maybe I'll wash it again, but hopefully when it's washed, this I-cord will like loosen up. I don't know if I just did it too tight or what, or I don't know, but it's curling on the edges. But still, I do like the finished look it gives it, and then the contrast of the yellow with the other colors, because it's not a color that's in the cake. So that's what I like. I've been planning to do one. I saw this on like in a knitting group I'm in on Facebook, and I was like, I really like that, and I've been planning to do a blanket like that for a while. It's one of those that was on the list. So I was like, once I knew that my friend was having a baby, and I found this yarn, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. First, I was gonna do it with. I have a ton of what is it called, lime brand cupcakes. When those went on clearance a few years ago, I bought them up. I bought so many. I have so many cupcakes. So I like working with it, but it's so thin, and so it takes forever to make anything with it. I made a blanket, like a circular blanket, a few months ago that just took forever. It just would not grow. And so as much as I like the yarn, it's soft and pretty. I was like kind of dreading doing that project just because I was like, it's gonna take forever. So then I was glad I found this, and this does, like, it goes so fast, it grows so fast. And then on to, it's my proudest moment so far of the year, is this. Make sure I'm looking at the right side. I'm still learning crochet, so I have to, like, it's hard for me to tell if it's the right side or wrong side. This star baby blanket. This is not so cool. One, it's like the first real crochet project I've done. It's so big. Well, it's not so big, but it's big for this, so you can see the star, right? Okay, let's switch back in. So, me and crochet, I learned to knit a few years ago, and I was never that interested in crocheting, but since I've kind of been following a lot of YouTubers lately, most of the YouTubers I like are crochet YouTubers, so knitting channels, I don't know, they're a bit bougie for me. They're all hand-dyed yarns and indie dyers and stuff that I'm just like not as interested in. Not that I don't like those, it's just like not as interested. Like I just like to go to the store and pick pretty things and feel them, and they're soft. Like I'll go to a small yarn shop and I like them and I'll buy stuff there, but even then it's just like not as interesting to me. And then the price, like, I mean, just because I can afford it, but don't mean I want to pay like a ton of money. Even if I go to a small yarn shop, I still go to the clearance section and the sale section just because I don't want to pay all that. So, but none of them are even near me, and Joanne and Michael are 15 minutes up the road. So even if I wanted to frequent them more, like I would have to go 45 minutes probably at least to get to the closest small yarn shop that I know of. So it is what it is. And then I don't know. They just tend to be more bougie and frou-frou than I like. Like they just won't just have fun and talk about yarn. They're just, I don't know. It's just a weird vibe. I think that's supposed to be like, isn't that a thing in the knitting, in the yarn community, like where knitting is a little more high end, or looked at as a little more high end than crochet is? I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not really in the community anymore than just watching YouTube channels and being in a couple groups on Facebook. But I know even in like my Facebook groups, like don't praise an acrylic yarn. Like your comments will be blown up. It's just crazy. Or as I ain't got time for that, honestly. Like I don't mind acrylic. Like I want, because I knit 90%, I give away. Like I don't want to give people stuff that they can't wash, things like that. So I think I was like, I should try to learn this. And then, but I never really did. I have a couple crochet hooks that I think my aunt gave me that had belonged to my grandmother, but I use them for picking up stitches. Like I wasn't all that interested in learning crochet. I like the look of it kind of, but like I like a nice like knit pattern. Knit pieces are solid, and whereas like crochets obviously, like depending on the stitch you use, but lots of holes and things like that. I like the like solid completed look of crochet, of knitting, things like that. And so I was like, there's just so many like things that I want to do, like so many plans I already have to knit, like things I haven't gotten to yet, that I'm like, I can't add another craft. But then I think Bag a Day put out, actually I know it was Bag a Day, she put out this like really beautiful dress. It was like this Tiffany blue dress, and I was like, okay, this is the pattern or whatever that is going to force me to learn crochet, because I have to make myself that at some point. And so I got out the needles that I had, the old ones, they're like these long metal needles. Like aluminum ones that probably you just get in any store. They were big. They had to been at least like I don't know the needle denominations yet, but probably like as thick as a like size 11 in knitting, you know, maybe more, maybe a 13. They were thick, and I was like trying to get on YouTube, and I was trying to use them, and I was like, I could not do it. I could not do it. I was like, what is this? And so I was like, nope, not for me. I gave it a go. And then I don't remember what made me try again a few weeks later, but I was like, I went and ordered myself like a full, I have it here, like a set, you know, because I have my knitting needle set. I have interchangeables. So I have Knit Picks, not Knit Picks, Knitter's Pride Gingers. I have 2 sets of those, and I just ordered those new, the blue mindful ones. Those just look so pretty. Like I ordered them just for the color, honestly. But I feel like you can't have too many. Like I'm always like, all my size 8 needles are always in use or whatever. So I ordered myself a set of crochet hooks, and I found another pattern. I was just looking around. I found like a simple hat and scarf pattern. I don't even think I was planning to use it. I just had the pattern, the video playing. I think it was another bag a day. I just had it playing while I was knitting something, actually. And she happened to be using a yarn that I have, which is it's called Karen's Swirl Cake, which is from a few years ago. It's probably the last yarn that I paid full price for. It was back in the day when I was kind of early to this. I wasn't even really, this is probably the yarn that started my yarn hoard, because I didn't have a place for it. I didn't have a plan for it. I just saw it and it was pretty and I liked it. And I went and bought it. I bought a bunch of them. I bought enough to make a blanket because there was a blanket on the ball band. And I put it in the garage, and I had never used them. And back then I just had like a number of yarns like in a tote. But I didn't have a ton. This is probably the one I like started going off the deep end. This is one. But I think I paid full price for these. They might have been a sale, but it definitely wasn't on clearance. This is before I discovered the clearance. Like, well, no, I knew about the clearance section. But this is before I discovered that these things are seasonal and you just wait around a while and they're gonna go on clearance pretty soon. It was my early days. I was a little baby crafter, baby hoarder then. So they'd just been in my garage for probably like 3 years, 2 or 3 years. And I was like, I have that. And I was like, I've been wanting to use it. And so I went, and then she was like doing this hat and scarf set. So I went and made the hat, and I made the hat in one night. And I was like, oh, okay, I can do this. Like, it was definitely easier with like a smaller set. Like, it was like a little small set of hooks, not these really long hook and all this. And then the scarf, I started to make it, and then I got messed up. And this yarn is like a roving style wool blend, and so forget about frogging it. So once I messed up, I was like, okay, well, I'm not finishing this because I'll never get these out. And I didn't really get it anyway. The hat was like way too big. It just was like this on my head. That's what it looked like. It was huge, but I was like, I did it, you know? And so I was like, okay, I can crochet. And then I tried, I think I had this other, I started making a little basket thing, just to see. It's just single crochets around and around. I was like, okay, I get it. You know, I didn't finish the basket. I probably will one day. It's just like it's like little, just to practice. But I was like, okay, I can do this. And so I saw this pattern. It's from the Crochet Craft for the Star Baby Blanket. And I was like, I want to try that. I had 6 of these cakes. I had 6 of these. And I only used 1.5 for the first blanket. Now, I know crochet takes more, but I have 4 left, and I have to use them up. So I was like, I'm going to try that blanket. And I tried it. Actually, no, I tried it. Originally, this was going to be the star. I tried it a few weeks ago, and I could not get it started. At least I thought. Looking back, I think I was doing it right, and it just, you know, it looks a little wonky at first. And I wasn't joining it in the right place, I think. But I was like, I tried several times, and it just didn't work out. And so I was like, oh, forget it. I'm knitting this. Like, I know I can knit this. So I knit it, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try again with the star. And I searched it up on YouTube, and I found that there's actually 2 videos for it. One is just like his regular on his channel, but one is like a Yarn Inspirations collaboration thing. And the instructions are just way, way easier, especially to start it off. So I did that, and it worked out, and I did it. I think, where is it at? I think I still, like, might have messed up. If you look at the very beginning, like, okay, look at that tan, mauve whatever, beigey star in the middle. Like, you see it's, like, a little bit off. I don't know if it's just, like, that's how, if it's just like, that's where the yarn color changed and it looks a little wonky. But like this, right, is it this one? This leg is like a little off, and it looks a little off, but everything else is perfect. And so even if I did mess up at the beginning, it's my first real good, nice, big project. So I'm gonna give myself some grace, and hopefully they love it. And so that's me. Like, I'm really proud of myself. Like, it took me a little over a week. It still only used 1.5 skeins of yarn, and the thing came out huge. I just went till the middle. Like, the points grow fast, but I wanted the middle part because that's where the baby's gonna be, to be like a decent size. Is the back again? I think so. No, I don't know. And then I did single crochet, using the same, this one here, around the edging. I was really proud because I figured I'd do that on my own. I didn't have to look anything up, and I guess I did it right. I don't know. But here it is. I think it's beautiful. It's so soft. It actually is I feel like this is so much softer than this one. And when I washed it, so when I washed this one, it started peeling. You see it's got a bit of, I don't know if you can see, it's got a bit of a halo. You can see that. So I washed this one, and it came out of the dryer, even the washing machine, just all peeled up. I had to pull them all off. But this one I washed, and it didn't peel at all. And I feel like it's so much softer. And even with the holes, like, I'm still, especially for a baby, I'm not loving the holes, but still, it just feels good. Like, I love it. So now I'm all rubbing all up on it. I probably gotta wash them both again. But there's that. And then the third baby blanket for my friend that's coming up is this one. So I had this baby essentials already out, and I knew I had some more in my stash, once again, from some clearance sale or another. And so I went digging around, and all I could find was 3 of these mint ones called Sweet Mint. This is lemonade. So, and the pattern, I kind of went digging for a pattern. I went on Ravelry and like actually put in like projects with this specific yarn, just to get some ideas. So I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something different. I love mosaics, and I love like slip stitch patterns. I love color work. Like, not color work, I haven't done like big color, but I like things with like alternating colors, like just some kind of interesting color feature. If it's not I either want like some kind of shaping or some kind of texture or some kind of like color feature, like, in my work. I rarely do anything that's all one color, and I rarely do anything that's like just a regular boring rectangle. It's got to have something. So like, this one's got these little heart motifs, and little squares, things like that. So I was looking, I found this pattern, and started working it. And I don't think I'll have enough with, like, I got 3 of these, and then I like symmetry. So I'm like trying to figure out how I can do it with like 3 of these plus this that I already took some out of to edge my other projects. And I don't know. So, I was like, but I know this is also discontinued. I was trying to find like a good substitute. I couldn't find a substitute that had like took the right gauge and everything, or at least took the same needle size. And so I was like, let me just search for this yarn. I searched for the yarn actually before, and on Amazon, at first at least, I couldn't find it. Like, I found every color but this yellow. I was like, if I get some more yellows, then I can do something symmetric, either like stripes or half and half, or do something with some symmetry. That's just like, my math mind is definitely like, it has to make some sense. It has to make sense. I couldn't find it, so I was like, okay, well, maybe I can do like 1.5 of this, and then put this one in the middle and do another 1.5 of the other, the green again. And then it's kind of like, I was like, I don't know if I have enough because I already used some of this. And so finally I was like, let me look specifically for this color. And then it worked. I found it on Amazon straight away. And even though, usually if you try to buy discontinued yarn, like, the price is so jacked up, these were like less than $5 each, which is probably about what they were going for when they were, on market. Probably for red. It's a red heart. It's how many yards? It's 256 yards. It's a baby yarn, so it's like kind of a specialty. Like, it probably was $4 or $5. So I was like, you know, it's better than the 9 or 10 that I thought they were going to be charging me. If it was that, then I wouldn't have happened. Like, I was like trying to figure out what in my stash I could do, like, you know, what kind of improvisations I could use. Couldn't come up, I had nothing. So I bought them. I bought two. Hopefully they'll be here by the time I run out. So what I think I'm going to do is, so I got one row of hearts. I think I'm going to do another row of hearts in this color, 2 rows in this color, and then 2 more in the other, in the green. And then we'll see how big that is, and maybe do it again a couple times. So hopefully by the time I, you know, get through another row of these and then add this on and do at least 2 rows. Hopefully it's just enough for 2 rows. Then the other ones will be here or something. So that's what we're doing. So that's a lot. That's the most stuff that I've had. So I've got this one. Actually, it's only 2. It's only 2 projects. It feels like a lot of projects. I got a lot of stuff upstairs that, like, I've also, like, just started and not abandoned, but definitely put by the wayside. Oh, it's over there. I'll show you that another time. I've been making my husband a sweater for like months and months. And I remember, I'll show you it next time, but I did the front panel. Kind of gave me a little trouble. It's like almost a stitch sampler sweater, because you do like stockinette, and then there's like a textured pattern, and then there's a seed stitch at the top. And I changed colors for each of those parts because I don't have enough of one color of the yarn. It's another yarn I bought on clearance years ago and I need to get rid of. And so I did the front panel, great. Did the back panel, great. I was like, all right, I'm on the sleeves. Sleeves I'll knock out. We'll be done. Stitch this thing together, put the collar on, and you'll have a sweater. This was like in July. The pattern for the sleeves makes 0 sense to me. 0, because you got to do increases, but they want you to keep it in pattern, like it's part of the textured part. It just made, I tried it several times, so then I just put it down, and I worked on all this other stuff, plus some other stuff I've done lately. I made, my friends that just got married, I made them a blanket with the rest of that, not the rest, but with some more of that, those swirl cakes from Karen, because those are like taking up tons of room. They're big, size 6 roving big old cakes. Like, I need to get you out of my stash, make room in my totes. So I did that. I did some other stuff, and I went back to the sleeves. Couldn't do it. I was like, I thought maybe putting some distance, and I'd come back, and I still couldn't do it. So I got, you know, worked on some other stuff, and then I just came back again, and I was like, forget it. I'm not doing the texture pattern, because if you don't do the texture pattern, then you can just do the increases, and you ain't got to worry about nothing. So that's what I did, and then I realized I did the wrong color. So when I finally thought I finally had it, so I take it back out again for the millionth time. Start again with the right colors, 3 different colors. I'm gonna try to do my best to like line. I don't think I'm not actually. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna line up just the colors on the sleeves with the colors of the sweater and all this. And you know, the thing is, the reason why I'm so not pressed to finish this is one, it's a wool sweater. He hates being hot. He's not gonna wear it. He just wanted me to make him something. 2, it's, even if he was gonna be, he probably would have worn it once or twice, but it's now January, halfway through January in Georgia. So he's, you know, there's gonna be very few chances for him to wear it. So it probably won't get worn this year. 3, he has bulked up a ton. Like, he works out religiously, and so even from the time when I was like, it's extra large. He's technically a 2XL, but it's a very loose sweater, so it's extra large size, which is the biggest size they make. And I'm looking at the measurements from when I started, and we're talking about, I was like, I think we can swing it. You know, it'll fit tighter than it's meant to, but you'll be able to wear it. From then to now, he's bulked up a ton. Like, he will never be able to get this out. I don't think he'll be able to get this thing on. We'll see once I put it together. Chances are he'll never wear it. He's going to give it to his dad. So then I'll have to make him something else. But it is what it is. So that's another reason I'm not super pressed. And I just hate it. I'm like, at this point, like, this sleeve is giving me so much trouble that I hate this sweater so much. I'll show it to you guys next time. It's absolutely the bane of my existence. I have never hated something that I knit so much as I hate this sweater. And I will be so glad to be done with it, but I don't want to deal with it. So that's it. If you look on the very top of my couch there, like under, so that's a picture of me and my, oh, right here. So bad at this. So that's me and my husband. Got him that painting for his birthday. I hate it. It doesn't look like me. But right here, that is the sleeve in question that I've started and ripped out at least 6 times, maybe. So it's there. It'll stay there. So once I finish this, I'm gonna finish these things for her. This is my plan. This is the plan. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna finish this stuff for my friend. I'm gonna work on this just a bit at a time. I don't feel like there's any rush. I don't remember when this baby's due. I think it's either in March or May, but we're good. I'm not feeling very rushed about it. Work on it a bit at a time. I feel like I can knock this out in a couple of weeks without rushing. I have a friend that has commissioned. I made my mother-in-law like this spiral Afghan, and she would like one. She wants like these bright 90s colors. So I'm gonna use the, what are they called? Red Heart Super Saver stripes. The one, the neon stripes one. I found like, I bought those. I got like 8 of those when they were like, when Joanne was having that big sale. And I found a coupon code too, so I got them for like $20. And so I'm gonna make that for her. And hopefully that 8 will be enough. I don't know why I'm pulling on my face. This is ridiculous. Hopefully that'll be enough. And then if not, they're not too expensive, I can add to that without, I really don't want to charge her, but she won't let me gift it to her. So, I'm gonna work on that. And then my stepson, he stole my mother-in-law's, like he keeps stealing my mother-in-law's blanket. So he last time he was like, can you make me a blanket like you made her, but I want it really big. And he's tiny. He's like, he's 8, but he's tiny. Like he doesn't need it huge, but he wants it big. So we're gonna try to make him one. I thought I was planning to make him a blanket anyway. He loves dinosaurs. And I swear I know somewhere I have the Karen Ogos, Colorama Ogos, not the brushed ones, not the halo ones, the new ones, the ones from last year. That's what I made my mother-in-law, my father-in-law blankets with. And so I swear that I bought 2 or 3 of those. I saw them and I was like, I'm gonna make him a dinosaur blanket. Well, my plan was I was gonna make it like maybe a corner to corner, but then put a hood on the end and maybe some scales or something. That was my plan. And then I cannot find them anywhere. And so that's very disappointing. And so either I had him in the cart because Joanne was still having a sale. I was gonna go and order some of that yarn in the dinosaurish colors. There's like a green and yellow and blue, maybe dinosaur colors. But then I was like, no, I'm gonna figure out a way to do this for my stash, or I'm gonna find, because I know I bought those. I'm like, or I'm gonna find them. How do you lose Ogos though? But I can't find them anywhere. And so, yeah, I don't know. But they're Ogos. You can't, like, they're huge. I don't know how I lost them. So I'll work on that, and those are kind of like my next handful of things I'm gonna do. And then eventually, once that's done, if nothing else comes up, if no one else gets married, if no one else has a baby, I'll finally have time to knit something for myself. I have a few ideas. I'd like to do the Marley Bird My First Sweater project, and I have the yarn that I want to use for it. It's some Red Heart Dreamy that I've had for years. I bought 1 ball of it on clearance one time. I never saw it again. And then one day, like a whole little end cap of them showed up at the store. So I bought those actually full. That's probably the last yarn I bought for full price because I cleaned them out. They had maybe 4 or 5, 6 of them left, and I bought them all. So you never see them, and I'm pretty sure they're discontinued now. But these ones, maybe they were on sale, but they weren't. I don't know. But anyway, I bought them. So I have like a few different colors. The first one I bought was gray, and then these were like different pinks, I think, and maybe a tan. But I'm gonna use that. If I don't use that, then I'll actually I have some of the Huga Charm, which is what the actual pattern calls for, if nothing else. Like I found that at Ollie's the other day. Not the other day, a couple months ago. But I feel like I really want to do it with the Red Heart. With the Dreamy. Then I'd like to do for myself a couple of shawls or wraps. I got a lot of stuff I like to do for myself. And then I just want to I'll probably do some just stuff to just use things up. Like I have some of those Ogos left over from when I made my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, Blankets, I think I'm just gonna make some hats. I think I'm just make some hats this year, like a couple a month if I can, or don't hold me to any of this, but I'll make them here and there where I can, and then next winter I'll donate them, or I don't know, give them to the kids or whatever, give them to somebody, either presents or donations, maybe both. So there's that. It's 45 minutes, y'all. Let me stop talking. I guess I'll talk more if I have more. I have more ideas, but next time I come on here, we'll talk some more. I'll show you my husband's sweater. I will hopefully be done with most of what I showed you today, and I'll be on to new things. And yeah, but thanks for hanging out with me. I hope this is a fun time. I hope I can stick with this. And yeah, thank you. I guess I'll see you next time. Thanks for talking Yarny with me. Bye.